Hello everyone, this is Douglas C. Welch and welcome back to another episode of Container Garden Update. Container Garden Update comes out every Sunday if I'm being a good boy and getting my video editing done at the right time. Now, you may have seen yesterday I released a montage of scenes from the Southern California Spring Garden Show. We visited there on Friday, spent a couple hours down there. It was a great time. Lots of beautiful plants to look at and lots of interesting things to see. One of the, I guess, three things we picked up was this lovely bunch of golden lemon thyme. I ran my hands through this and was just amazed at the smell of it. I can't wait to actually do two things with this. The first thing is, along with the peppermint that's growing in this pot, I think a lovely tea could be made out of this, combining the two together. And also, I can see this as being the basis for a great batch of lemon thyme chicken. I think if you were to chop this up a little bit and toss that in with some maybe just a little bit of cream, oh man, I think it would be wonderful. So first things first, let's pull out our little tag here. This is lemon thyme. It's Thymus citradoris, so basically citrus smelling thyme. How appropriate. Again, here in the pots the soil is pretty good, so I'm just going to pull back some soil there. We're going to squeeze this pot out. It's got plenty of great roots on the bottom here. I've got to go a little bit deeper yet on this. You do want to remember, as always, the plant should go about back at the height it was when it was in its pot. It's always so important, because otherwise it can lead to root, damping off, I guess would be the appropriate term, or other forms of rotting. You don't want to lose the plant you just spent money on. I only spent a couple bucks on this particular plant, but you want to get the most bang for your buck. Now you may notice up here, although there's some dead stems on this basil is still hanging on here. I'm hoping he maybe comes back a little bit. I see way down here on his lower stem there are a few flowers popping up here. I'm actually going to pull some of the peppermint out. Peppermint, as we've talked about in the past, can be pretty aggressive. It's come back too, though. It was kind of looking rather sickly, but it's come back too, so I think we're doing great there. Stick a little plant tag in there to remind me what this is, especially the Latin name, which I was not aware of until I read it to you just now. Looking at our most recent container here, we can see more of the nasturtiums are coming up. Some of them are getting more mature. This was also our frugal lettuce project, and you know what? I just wanted to go through here real quickly. I don't think anything is surviving. I don't think anything took in this batch. What I did want to do is I wanted to kind of pop them out and just take a look here and see, are there any roots at all? Oh, looks hard to tell. Hard to tell. Looks like there might have just been the beginning of roots forming, but they didn't get a chance to take. Perhaps I didn't keep the soil. That one, that smaller one, nothing at all. Well, just a couple of fine hair roots. I think the trick may be here is to stop being lazy on my part and to go ahead and soak these in water first, just to give them some roots before they go into the pots. The trouble with big pots and the trouble with containers here in Southern California is they can dry out. You can see kind of the top of this is pretty dry right now. It's not too bad down under the top layer of soil, but they're exposed to the air, they're exposed to the heat, they're exposed to the sunlight top to bottom. They're not in the ground, and so they can dry out pretty quickly. So you got to be a little more aware about watering, especially as we move into the hot time of the month. But I'll keep this kind of center open here, and we'll keep looking for chances to plot produce down in here and see if we can get some of it to grow. And here, looking at our new basil, again, we see some flowers starting to form. I'm going to pinch these back a little bit more. Pinch these back a little bit more. We actually used this basil in some pasta sauce we made the other day. Forgive the bumping of the camera there. Sorry about that, guys. It's a little hard to work by yourself sometimes. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few of these, and I'm actually going to try to start some of these in water. See if I can get some roots going on them in water. I'm going to do the same with the rosemary cuttings on the bench. Start another set of them in the water and see if that increases our propagation a little bit. Again, I'm just going to keep trying. I think that's one of the most important things. You just got to keep trying. I'm real happy to see we got some kale coming here. Down here we got some strawberries. Things are looking pretty good. Just got to really make sure to keep everything watered really, really well. And today we'll end our day here at the makeshift potting bench as part of the propagation project. Sure enough, we were walking around the other day and I came across a jacaranda tree with some seed pods in it. Now, if you're familiar with Southern California at all, jacarandas are these lovely trees with kind of a mimosa-like leaf on them, very kind of small lotus leaves, if you will, like a locust tree, I'm sorry. In fact, it's called Jacaranda mimosifolia, meaning leaves like the mimosa. We also have some mimosas in the neighborhood as well. I found 5 seeds in a seed pod, and so as part of our propagation project, I'm going to do what I've been doing with everything else here. I'm going to pot them up, I'm going to water them in, and wait. Jacaranda trees are much prized here in Los Angeles. We actually have entire streets that are lined with them and just produce this lovely, lovely, lovely purple blossom every year around the same time. Some people don't like them because the blossoms can be a little sticky, they can be a little messy and a little slippery, but frankly I think the show is definitely worthwhile having the jacarandas in your neighborhood. So again, we'll water these in, we'll see. Now, I had a comment a few weeks ago about my, forgive the term, broke-ass potting bench. And yes, I freely admit, it is a broke-ass potting bench. In fact, it is so broke that the board I was using to support the cuttings over these 2 sawhorses that I have here actually broke. It was made of fiberboard and it really didn't hold up to being stretched across a long distance. Now, nothing really got damaged, everything kind of slid to the center when it did it and I was able to recover it, but I actually went to our garage and dug out this nice sturdy old door from a remodeling project we did at the house a few years ago. I think this will hold up very well. I put the slats on top mainly for the flat things like the Ficus repens cuttings back here, just so it makes sure that it doesn't seal up all the drainage holes in the bottom. It also gives me places, if I want to, I can set stuff up on the racks. It is not a potting bench you go out and buy at the home store, or even one you make yourself, which frankly I'm not that handy with mechanical things despite my upbringing. So for my taste, this is exactly where you should start gardening. You should start gardening with what you have, what you can make do with. It doesn't hurt anything besides things actually breaking on you, but it really doesn't hurt anything, and it prevents stuff from going into the landfill. It doesn't have to. This door I've kept around as perhaps a decorative element or something else for the garden, but this will work just fine, and it'll be nice and sturdy, and it'll support more than enough anything I plan to put up here. So don't be afraid to reuse, recycle, even if it looks a little bit broke. It's okay. As long as it works for you, it does its job, even if it's maybe not doing the job as best as some fancy product might do. Don't be afraid of that. Thanks for watching this container garden update. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy A Gardener's Notebook. I'd love to hear what's going on in your garden. You can leave comments on the website, on Twitter, on Google+, on the blog, on YouTube. By the way, if you're on YouTube, please click the like button. It really does help people discover my videos and gives me impetus to keep going on with these series that we're doing. I feel like each one's getting a little bit longer as I have a little bit more to say each week. Until next time, I hope your garden is growing and thriving, and in some cases of the world, simply coming to life above the snow. Until next time, I'm Douglas E. Welch. Keep digging.